mentioned in my previous Gachapon video that Kinnikuman Gachapon was not the only thing I picked up while I was there. And today I was going to go over all of the other stuff that I picked up. So let's get right to that. So I thought I'd start off with an item that was, I believe, another anniversary item. I could be wrong about that. This is a Maschinen Krieger Gatchapon capsule toy. Maschinen Krieger. Maschinen, obviously, for machine, and Krieger is for warrior, so machine warrior, so that's pretty cool. Birthed out of the SF Sunday, kind of evolved from that in the old Hobby Japan. Evolved out of that and into that. Yokoyama-san, or Sensei, he's not my teacher, so I don't know if I'm obligated to call him Sensei or not. That's another one of those things that I should probably learn about. But he's sort of the godfather of the property, and I believe this was perhaps another anniversary item that came out around that time. It came out around the time I was in Japan. There is a fella who has another YouTuber. His channel is called Paint on Plastic, and he's actually worked with Yokoyama-san, so he has a lot more knowledge about this sort of thing. So I would go and check him out if you want more of a history of these items. If you're wondering how I first heard of them, like I said, Hobby Japan. How did I know about Hobby Japan? Well, when I was a kid, thank goodness for that kid that brought those magazines onto the bus. Not those kind of magazines. Not those kind of magazines, you pervert. But Hobby Japan, basically. And I don't know if he was an army, his dad was an army guy, and he was stationed at a base over there in Japan somewhere, or if his dad was a Honda guy or whatever and had access through his Japanese associates to Hobby Japan magazines that way. But I don't know how or why. I didn't really care. I was just glad he had them and brought them on the bus and was kind enough to let me, a goofy kid, a couple years younger than him, he was nice enough to let me flip through them. And that's how I learned about a lot of, some things I knew, like we all knew Voltron and Robotech and stuff, were definitely didn't originate in America. We didn't know a whole lot about their origins, but we could figure that much out. But Hobby Japan, having access to those, that really helped open up a whole new world of interesting stuff, like Maschinen Krieger, MK stuff, to me and probably lots of kids like me. So anyway, let's go ahead and crack it open and take a look at this particular miniaturized item here while I'm trying to break into this. Again, Paint on Plastic is a nice guy, good guy, seems like a good guy anyway, who has actually worked with the godfather of this property, and he can give you a lot more information, and he can also give you a lot of interesting pointers on how to paint your models and miniatures and things like that. He mostly does like Gundam and Maschinen Krieger stuff, but you can more than likely expand those concepts and ideas to your other model kits, whether it's just military vehicles or, some other robot property that you enjoy. So yeah, I would give him a look. Seems like a pretty good guy, knowledgeable guy. I would take a look at that if I were you. If I were you. What a threatening. Anyway, if you're a fan and you want to know more and you want to learn some interesting painting techniques, I would check that guy out. That sounds a little better. A little less ominous there. Maybe I can get all the tape off here. Anyway, I might need to turn the camera off in order to actually build this thing. We shall see. Anyway, but that's pretty cool. Look at that right there. I mean, yeah, people don't just collect these, they also paint these, and I mean, they really go all out. It's pretty impressive stuff. But then I'm sure you've seen a lot of miniatures that are pretty impressive. Some guys get, you know, they love it. That's their big thing, their big hobby. They love that stuff, and I'm always impressed. I tried my hand at some Warhammer stuff, and I did okay, but some of the guys' work blows me away, and stuff like this blows me away, because that's a 1/35th scale model you're looking at, and people go all out and paint them up, and, you know, details and everything. So you get your really cool little decals and stickers that you can slap on there, which I don't think I would have the patience to even do that part, to be honest. Yeah, pretty cool. Wow, look at all that. Oh my goodness. Look at all the sprues and bits and pieces. Yeah, some people even flock the base. It's not a euphemism for anything. But, you know, they flock the base, make it look like it's grass or terrain or whatever. The cool thing is, I'm not sure if you can do it with this one or not. Yeah. We'll figure that out later. But basically, you can make this part of the base to that if you wanted to display it somewhere. You can make the capsule actually part of that. So that's pretty excellent. Oh my goodness. This might take longer to put together than I thought. All right, we might have to return to that in a little bit. So, all right, once I get this all worked out, I'll get back to you. Hang in there.
何をしているスーパーヒッポリト星人。上映中の携帯はダメだぞ。それに上映中のおしゃべりや撮影もダメだ。ごめんなさい。みんな映画館ではマナーを守ろう。大決戦超ウルトラ8兄弟。
Okay, so that took a little longer than I thought. I don't know why I was thinking that a franchise that is built on being a model kit would have, you know, wouldn't have so many parts. But I clumsily put the thing together. I got one of the Heinrichs. Obviously, I should have been able to figure that out from this right here. But the Heinrich, if you prefer, a bright yellow Heinrich to boot. I would have obviously preferred one of the more Marshall units, but that's okay. It's still pretty cool. And I clumsily snapped a piece in half with my oafishness. And yeah, so it's not the best built. I'm sure a lot of model enthusiasts are probably horrified right now. But anyway, you get a lot. There's a lot going on with this. You get a lot of accessories and cool stuff. The cockpit is pretty cool. There's even the option to not put in the bottom sole of the foot. So that way you can decide whether you want to display him on the little stand or not. Plug that in. I'm probably going to break a chunk off. Yep, there we go. Perhaps some more super glue would have been ideal. I used a bare minimum while I was trying to slap it together real fast. But yeah, it stands on the base like that. Pretty cool. I am enjoying that. I'm not even going to, like I said, not even going to attempt to put on the decals. And then me being the brain trust that I am, when I was trying to figure out how to use this as the stand for the base, there's literally two little prongs in the bottom and two little holes in the top of this. And you just plug them in. So yeah, you can choose to display it that way if you want, or without. And it's pretty cool. And I have some 1/35 scale Votoms scope dogs that I think they would fit in nicely with after you got them painted to sort of match and whatever. Yeah, I think that they have an aesthetic that would work well in that universe. They could probably gel pretty well together. So yeah, there's that. looks pretty cool. Let me get a little squared up better there. But yeah, that's an excellent item. I really like this, even though, like I said, I would have preferred one of the more warlike, intimidating models. But yeah, this is still pretty cool, and based off of this, I might try to track down some other ones and give them a look, and maybe try to clumsily build those as well. Anyway, yeah, let's go ahead and move on to the next item. Okay, so the next item we're going to look at is a personal favorite of mine and many others. It's an item related to the kaiju fighting giant tokusatsu hero, Ultraman. So, yeah, maybe I can crack this open. Or maybe I can't. Man, they really taped that sucker down. My trusty scissors and or pocket knife would probably come in handy right about now. Anyway, Ultraman is another one of those characters I got sort of introduced to at a very young age. I remember being at a friend's house. We did not have the joy of cable back in those days. But I remember being at a friend's house and they were flipping through the stations, and there was this silver and red superhero looking guy, but he was a giant and he was fighting a giant monster. And I'm like, what? What is this? I was probably in the 8 or 9, maybe 10 years old range. And, you know, they were like, oh, some weird Japanese movie. And I thought, what? Why would you not be watching this all the time? It didn't make sense to me because it was one of the greatest things I'd ever seen. So anyway, I've kind of been a fan ever since. And then I think in the early 90s, maybe, they brought out a line of Ultraman figures here. And I remember being super thrilled. I remember going out and getting one. I think it's about an 8 or 9, maybe 10-inch tall figure. So definitely quite a bit different than this item right here, which is more aimed at well, maybe I could be wrong. Nope, man, I don't know, I'm not sure. These figures look relatively static, but maybe they're not designed for that. Yeah, okay, yes, they are. Never mind. What I was going to say is they were designed more for the trading figure type Ultraman figures that are in a smaller scale. I don't know if this one lights up or not, but basically this is a building accessory that you can build on too, as you can see, with the little pegs in the top that are smokestacks, but I'm pretty sure those also can plug into other pieces. Maybe not. Maybe I'm completely full of it. Yeah, maybe I am. But anyway, yeah, there's a little battery that goes in there. I'm not sure entirely how that works out, but let's find out together. Won't that be a fun adventure? Provided I can actually break into the bag. Oh, golly. I really am a smart guy, I swear. Is there anything else I need to do in order to activate this device? I do not know. We will find out together. Do 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 do. Oh. You can do it, boy genius. Hey, 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 hey. All right. We've worked it out, I think. Or have we? Nope. Hey, hey. That's pretty cool. I mean, it's not the most spectacular effect, but it's still pretty cool. And yeah, yeah, I am digging that. Wow, that actually looks pretty good on camera. I wasn't expecting it to be quite so bright, but I'm not like a huge figure of the static sort of trading figures that they make, but I do believe this would go quite well with one of my favorite things on the planet, figure and possibly otherwise. Oh, his hand fell off. One of the minor drawbacks. But I think it would go great with the Ultraman Shoto figures that are very posable, and watch me not be able to get him into an action pose. Yeah, there you go. I think that would work really well with that line of figures. It's pretty much in scale with that, so it looks quite good, I think. You can tell me otherwise if you don't agree. But yeah, I think that looks really good with the Shoto figures. Fits in nicely. Yeah, I am enjoying that. That's good. I should maybe look into more of those as well. Picking up a few more of those if I can track them down. I think that works quite well with figures like that. And I also had... I'm sure there are other lines and ranges it could fit in with as well. Hey, Mike, or Ultraman, stand up, buddy. Hang in there. Like... yeah, I think that would work quite nicely with your Monster Arts Revoltech Gamera and figures like that. I think that would work really well with that particular. Yeah, pretty cool. I would I would have set these up like they were going to fight each other in a dynamic battle, but if you knew how much these things are going for, you wouldn't want to take it out of the package either. So yeah, I think I'm like I said, I'm poor. I'm gonna sit on that for a while, that's for sure. Anyway, another really excellent item that I'm glad I picked up. I am enjoying that a great deal. Yeah, I'll have to look into grabbing some more of those. So, once again, let's move on to the next item.
Finish him! Fatality. Flawless victory.